Opera? Think it's not for you? Well, think again. Tosca, the Magic Flute, Rigoletto, La Traviata, Carmen. These are some of the smash hits of the opera world. But opera has an image problem. A lot of people say, oh, it's boring, it's too heavy, it's for old fogies, it's for snobs. But that's just because we don't get to hear it as much as pop music. There are some wonderful tunes like this. And this. And lots to enjoy. It's been an important part of Western classical music for over 400 years, so let's find out about it. So what is an opera? It's a story told through music and song. Some people say it's the most complete creative form because all the arts are involved: words, music, acting, dance and ballet, set design, and even costume. What are the key ingredients of an opera? You need to start with a good story. In opera, this is called the libretto. Then you add the music. The score, that's the name for the music, is created by the composer, who works with the librettist to tell the story in words and music. Don't forget, music can sometimes communicate emotions more strongly than just words. Here's the jolly drinking song from La Traviata by Verdi. Now that sounds like a happy guy having a great time. Once the story is set to music, that's where the orchestra comes in. Led by a conductor, the orchestra plays the score, just like a movie soundtrack, that accompanies the action on the stage. But we're missing the most important ingredient here. Know what it is? The singing! Like different guitars or keyboards, there are different voices. For women, the soprano is the highest female voice. They most often have the lead role and can sing more than 2 octaves up from middle C. Then you've got the mezzo-soprano, or just mezzo, singing slightly lower and usually in a supporting role in the story, a mother, a housekeeper, or a villain. The contralto, or simply alto, is the lowest female voice. Altos are very rare and normally play wise old women on stage. Which one are you? Amongst the men, the tenor is the highest common male voice. Tenors often play the hero or lead role. Luciano Pavarotti was one of the greatest tenors in opera. Slightly lower is the baritone. He's not the hero, but more likely a baddie or an unloved husband. The lowest male singing voice is the bass, and these voices often suggest great wisdom and experience in the character they play. The rare countertenor could be mistaken for a woman's voice, as it's quite high, like the contralto in women, and it sounds like a young boy singing. I'm sure you've heard the expression prima donna before, to describe someone who thinks they're the star of the show. In opera, this is the name given to the soprano singing the main role. It means first woman in Italian. So what about the different musical parts of an opera? The different types of songs. The best known is the aria, a solo melody. The duet is obviously for 2 people, singing about love or having an argument. More than 2 people singing is called an ensemble, like having a group discussion but in song. Then there's the recitative, sounds a bit like reciting, which is used to keep the story going and is like talking accompanied by music. A chorus is the name for bigger groups, like a bunch of fairies or a group of soldiers, a bunch of peasants, some nymphs or some courtiers. Now you can figure out what kind of voice you're hearing and what kind of song it is that they're singing. Just like in pop music, there are some mega superstars in the world of opera. People like Luciano Pavarotti, Maria Callas, Bryn Terfel, Kiri Te Kanawa, Renee Fleming, Placido Domingo and many more. So, now you know a bit about opera, go and check it out for yourself.